you right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboy fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready.
I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face. Oh, I'm from Brooklyn. Hey, guess any...
What are we talking about? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play. Come after me! I'm a man! I'm for you! Can't wait! Let's go!
Good morning, good Super Bowl morning. We are live. The Sunday morning drive, the last one of the season. We got my man CR Media, resident Chiefs fan, spoiled friggin' brat. We had him, I'm not kidding with you, bro. Real quick, before I introduce Chase, before he gets the chance to talk, we had him on sideline to sideline this past week. And this man goes, normally I got like the shirt, I got to eat the same routine, like it's superstition, like I want the team to win so bad, but this year it's just different. I'm going to relax and enjoy my team in the Super Bowl. That is the definition of spoiled, and I need him to understand how spoiled he is as a Chiefs fan, how he has Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and all the success that team has brought. So now I'm going to introduce you to the spoiled brat himself, Chase, CR Media.
Absolutely. Good morning, everybody. Happy Super Bowl. Happy Kansas City Chiefs Invitational. It's become, a wise man once said, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I believe in Harvey Dent. And I believe in what he said. So, it was funny because I think Patrick Mahomes said it during the Super Bowl conference where he said if you want me to be the villain, I'll be the villain. So.
Look, Patrick Mahomes is insane. It's good to see Chiefs fans embracing their inner Patriots fan. I feel like that Chiefs fans are becoming Patriots fans, and it makes them more and more not likable because they are becoming the villain, and that's okay. Like, if I was an Eagles fan, I was going through this, I would embrace the hell out of the villain role too, right? Like, I understand why Chase is becoming this way. I remember a Patriots fan I knew. She posted something when the Patriots went to the Super Bowl and they played the Rams. And it was like they went to like 3 Super Bowls in like 4 years. I think they had beat the Falcons, lost to the Eagles, and then beat the Rams. And I think they like missed the Super Bowl, and then they played they played the Seahawks in the other one. So it was like 4 out of the last 5. And I'm not kidding with you. She's like, we celebrate Super Bowls like you celebrate birthdays. I'm like, I hate you. I hate you for that. Like, I hate you. Because, like, to me, like, guys, I want you guys to understand how tough it is when you're not in that role of the Chiefs fan or not in that role of the Patriots fan. Because, and I don't know if I'd rather be in which, right? I don't know if I'd rather be a Chiefs fan constantly watching Super Bowls, because like I think it would lose its luster. And like what I meant for years when I was being an Eagles fan was, I don't know if I'll like the day after the Eagles win the Super Bowl. And obviously I love the day after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, but like in my head it was like, all right, we've reached the finish line. I don't know if I'll love the NFL as much as I love it now. And I feel like that what Super Bowl 52 did to Eagles fans was we've kind of like relaxed. We exhaled. Like, of course we still want to win, but it's not anywhere near. I remember 2004, and I'm just going to give you a quick Super Bowl preview story. when the Philadelphia Eagles, 2003 season, it was 2004 when it happened, but when the Philadelphia Eagles lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Joe Jurevicius game. I'm lying. I'm like 2 years ahead. I think that's 2002. But we knew we were going to the Super Bowl that year. We had lost to the Rams prior. The Rams played the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And we had known for a fact that we were going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it was, the Buccaneers have never won in below 40-degree weather. And they were coming into Philadelphia, in which we had their number. We had beaten them in the 2 previous postseasons. And they came in, and the first drive, Bryant Mitchell returned the kick 75 yards down to the 25-yard line. And the next play was a handoff to Deuce Staley for a touchdown. 7-0. It's in Philadelphia. The route was on. And then we lost the game. And Rondé Barber had a pick 6 to end it for us. And Joe Jurevicius had like a drag route on like a 3rd and 7 that went 90 yards from their own 8 to like our 4-yard line. I was in shambles. An 18-year-old kid. I sliced my finger throwing a beer can across the room. Now Chase is sitting here like, well, if they win, it'd be great. If not, we've won a few already. Like, I don't know if I would want that. And like, fans, anybody in there, I want you to tell me if you would enjoy that. If this is Chase, is it less enjoyable for you this year, or is it more enjoyable for you?
It is more enjoyable, just because I think at one point in the season, I and a lot of other people didn't think that it was going to happen.
Okay.
Of course, that first one takes you, just takes you by storm. When you've never seen it in your lifetime, and it's been 50 years since your team has gone, and it happens, like it just, it hits you. Of course, 2017, man. Like, the Eagles beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Like, so I mean, it's a wonderful feeling. I never ever thought in my lifetime, if you'd asked me in 2012, when Javon Belcher committed suicide and the Chiefs were 2-14 and all that stuff that happened with the Chiefs, if you'd have told me like, hey, hold out, like it's gonna get better, I'd have told you like, no. I'd have had a long list of reasons why it wasn't gonna get better, and it did. So it's crazy to think that not only have we won one, now they're on the streak that they're on. I love admitting when I'm wrong, and I was wrong about Andy Reid. I was wrong about Patrick Mahomes. And it's a wonderful feeling. So, like I said, I'm just enjoying the ride now.
So, and I kind of want to touch on that. This is you guys already have 2 in the bank, and this would be the 3rd, right? In the span of like 4.5 years.
Yes.
So I want to play a game with you. And I played this game the other day at work, and you don't know this game is coming. And it's a fun game, right? And I'll tell you how I did, right? Because I don't want to do it again, because I think that it'll come off as disingenuous if I do it again after I already did it at work. So I would obviously kill it at this game because I already know what I missed. But I want to see how big of a football fan Chase Nathaniel CR Media is. Are you up for a game?
Yeah, sure. Let's play.
I want to see how far you can go back with Super Bowl winners.
Okay.
All right. So I have the list up in front of me. I just want to make sure I don't screw anything up. Super Bowl 57, Glendale, Arizona.
Chiefs, Eagles.
Just got to give me the winner. You can say both teams if you want to be.
Oh,
cocky.
yeah, Chiefs. Sorry,
right.
Chiefs.
That's fine. I don't mind. Super Bowl 56 in SoFi Stadium.
The Rams.
Yep, Rams. That's right. Super Bowl 55 in Raymond James.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
54, Hard Rock Stadium.
Kansas City Chiefs.
That's right. 53, Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
New England Patriots.
That's correct. 52. This was in US Bank in Minneapolis.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Correct. NRG Stadium in Houston. 51.
Patriots.
That's right. That was the 28-3 year
Okay. Yep.
versus the Atlanta Falcons. All right,
Yep.
now I think it gets a little difficult here because there's a couple one-offs that pop in here. But let's see how you do. Super Bowl 50, Levi Stadium.
Denver Broncos.
That's right. That's the Cam Newton game. Didn't dive on the ball.
Yep.
49 in University of Phoenix, Glendale, Arizona.
That one's difficult.
This is a big Super Bowl. I'm gonna hint you the way down, but don't look it up. I'm gonna hint you the way down. This game had one of the most ridiculous finishes in the history of Super Bowl.
Oh, is this Seattle Patriots?
This is Malcolm Butler game. That's
Yep,
exactly
okay.
what it is.
Okay.
So the Patriots won that one. Super Bowl 48 in MetLife Stadium. I would remember this game just because it was played at MetLife. That's why I remember it. It was a terrible football game.
It's not going. It's not coming to me.
It was the first cold weather Super Bowl. It was in MetLife Stadium. It was in New York. You can get Guardy 3. If you get them, God, have fun. I don't mind.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This was a game which was a blowout. I'll give you the score. See if I can help you with that. 43-8.
This was Seattle, Denver, wasn't it?
Yeah, Seattle, Denver. This was the Legion of Boom.
Okay.
All right. So the year before that, Mercedes-Benz Superdome. This is exactly how I remember this game by where it was at. 47.
Baltimore 49ers.
Correct. The lights went out.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the game. All right. So this one was tough. It took me a little while because I didn't know when it started. Lucas Oil Stadium, Super Bowl 50 or 46.
That's Indianapolis, right?
Yep.
Okay. And the year would be 2011.
2012. Well, yeah, 2011 season, 2012 Super Bowl.
Okay, that's the rematch. New York and New England. New York wins again.
That is it. You're right. Now, in Cowboy Stadium, Arlington, Texas. Now, February 6th, 2011.
Green Bay, Pittsburgh.
That's correct. Killing it. All right. Sun Life Stadium in Miami.
New Orleans, Indianapolis.
That's right. Raymond James Stadium, Tampa Bay.
Arizona Steelers.
That's right. You're on a roll now.
Yeah.
Another University of Phoenix. I feel like they have way too many Super Bowls there, but
yeah, they do. What's the year?
2008, 2007 season.
Okay. Is that New England Giants again?
That is.
That the
That's
17
the
and 0?
original.
Okay.
That's the Plaxico Burris game.
Yep.
All right. Next one.
Chicago, Indianapolis.
That's right. And Ford Field in 2006.
Is that Steelers and Seahawks?
That's correct.
Okay.
All right. Next one is 2005 Alltel Stadium, Jacksonville, Florida.
Would that be that's not Carolina, New England, is it?
It's not.
Okay. I'm drawing a blank on that one.
I'll give you a hint. Rip my heart out. And a senator from Pennsylvania filed a lawsuit against the Super Bowl for cheating.
So it's got to be a New England game then, right?
Patriots Eagles.
Yeah,
That was 24-21. Pat Toomey, I think it was, filed a lawsuit against the NFL for cheating because of Spygate.
Okay.
You want to hear something wild? His lawsuit was the reason that those tapes got found. A lot of people don't realize that.
Oh, yeah.
The Spygate tapes, the reason they were found was because of his lawsuit. We're just going to go to 2000. I'm not going to get nuts with you, but we got a couple more and then we'll just stop. Reliance Stadium, 2004.
That's New England, Carolina, right?
Correct. And then 2003 at Qualcomm in San Diego.
Is that Tampa Bay?
Tampa, Oakland.
Yep.
And then the last one I'll give you is Raymond James Stadium, 2001. Or sorry, Superdome, New Orleans, 2002. And then I'll give you Raymond James Stadium, 2001.
New England is St. Louis.
That's right. That's the birth of Tom Brady.
Yep.
And then the one right before that's the 2000 season.
2000 Ravens.
That's
The
right.
defense. That's
All
their
right.
defense.
So I did this with a buddy of mine at work yesterday, and I missed 2 from Super Bowl 1 to current.
Oof. I don't know if I could do that.
I you know what I missed Super Bowl. I think it was 6 was the Cowboys one. I thought they had already won all theirs, and I just did bad math. I missed Super Bowl 6, and you know it's amazing how many times the Vikings have been to the Super Bowl that you don't realize, but they didn't win. Like the 70 Vikings were the Purple People Eaters. Like that was all right. So like just a history lesson, and we'll get off to this game today. But
that was the team that the Chiefs beat in the Super Bowl. 65 toss power trap.
So do you know the architect of the Purple People Eaters defense?
I do not.
It's Buddy Ryan.
Interesting. I did
In
not
the
know that.
70s, he had built that defense and then took the defensive coordinator job in Chicago and built the 85 Bears, then took the head coaching job in Philadelphia and built the Philadelphia Eagles, the Mean Green, Gang Green in 1991, where they lost their starting quarterback and their backup quarterback week 1, lost both quarterbacks for the season. And with a third string quarterback, they went 10-6. Their defense was one of the greatest defenses ever. I say this to say that I always make a statement. I think 5 of the greatest defenses ever, not 5 of the greatest 10. I'm not going to say they're top 5 ever because there's been some great defenses. Orion was the architect of the defense. Like, I don't think anybody would argue the 85 Bears are a top 5 defense, right?
Yeah.
If you're an Eagles fan, you know the 91 Eagles with Reggie White, Jerome Brown, Steph Joyner, Clyde Simmons. Like, they were a top 5 defense of all time, but at least top 10. The Purple People Eaters, the team that went to 3 Super Bowls, they have to be a top 10 defense.
Yeah.
The 2000 Ravens. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people don't know this. Do you remember who the defensive coordinator of the 2000 Ravens were? And I'll give you a hint. It's not Rex Ryan. He was on the staff, though. He was the defensive guru on the staff.
Yeah. The defensive coordinator, was it didn't he used to be the defensive coordinator for Pittsburgh?
He was I'll give you a hint. After he left Baltimore after that season, he got a head coaching job. And he was a head coach in the division for like the next 9 years.
Marvin Lewis.
That's right. Marv Lewis. Rex Ryan was a defensive assistant for Marv Lewis. That 2000 Ravens team had 2 head coaches on their defensive side of the ball. That defense was insane. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. They were very, very good. You remember the Goose, Tony Saragusa?
Yeah.
Now, the reason and the 2008 Jets, I think, are a top 10 defense of all time. That
Absolutely.
was the year Mark Sanchez took them to the AFC Championship game with that ridiculous defense with Bart Scott. And that was Rex Ryan's defense. So I forgot about T-Sizzle. Thank you, Key. But the reason I bring all this up, the reason I started this defensive conversation is, you know what I find very interesting? You have statistically 2 of the top 5 defenses in the NFL playing today. Now, which one's rated higher? Now, to the layman's person, the person at home, they're like, oh, it's the 49ers. They have Nick Bosa, they have Chase Young, they have Fred Warner. I can name the entire 49ers defense, but like a casual will be able to name 5, 6, 7 49ers starters. Whereas my argument would be a casual might only name 3 or 4 Chiefs starters. But the Chiefs defense ranked second in the NFL this year, only behind the Ravens, not the 49ers. And they're also, they have the opportunity to be the first team in NFL history, it's never happened, to go 20 games without allowing a team to score 28 points. It's never happened. So it's happened 3 times where a team's went 19 games and hasn't allowed a team to score 28 points. And all 3 of those teams, you guessed it, won the Super Bowl. So Spagnuolo's defense and the Chiefs defense today is, I mean, they're under a lot of pressure to keep that 49ers team under 28 points. And, you know, it's really funny, right? You can make this comparison for both teams, and I'm going to pass it right to you, but you can make this comparison to both teams, Chase. Think of it this way, right? The 49ers, or like that Chiefs defense has went through the gauntlet. They went the whole season not allowing 28 points, and then they get to the final boss. The final boss is Kyle Shanahan's offense, right? That offense has been number 1 in the NFL this year. Brock Purdy and CMC and Kittle and Ayuk. Like, they got Trent Williams. They got all these guys. They get to the final boss. Well, let me flip the script for you. 49ers offense. They went through the gauntlet. They put up 34 last week or 37 last week versus, I think it was 33. Or I forget the final score of the 49ers Lions game. But they put up 30 points. They beat the Packers. They beat the Lions. They had the number 1. And then they get to the final boss. That's Steve Spagnuolo's defense. And I cannot be more excited for this football game. But the one thing I feel like I'm very sure of is this will be a defensive football game. And people don't think that. People are nailing the over in this football game. The over is like 47. Vegas doesn't like the strip up with their losses. So, Chase, I'm going to pass it to you. Give me a little prelude, what you're looking forward to in today's game. And do you think it'll be an offensive game? Do you think it'll be a defensive game? Do you like the over-under? Where are you at on all this?
I'm not a big fan of, or I've never been a big fan of like looking at the over and unders, just because I'm not as big of a gambling guy as I used to be. One of the things that I will tell you that I'll find very interesting about this is what is it going to take for the Chiefs to contain CMC? Because to me, and I don't want to get too far off subject, but to me, that is the pivotal piece to this 49ers offense. I'm not going to throw any shade on Brock Purdy's name. But the idea that Brock Purdy is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL is just asinine to me. Like I said, I don't want anybody to take that and think, oh, Chase is being disrespectful to Brock Purdy. No, I'm not being disrespectful to him. I think that there's been a little bit of over exaggeration with Brock Purdy, and he's not who I'm looking at in this game. Who I'm looking at is the real playmaker on that 49ers offense, and that is Christian McCaffrey. And it's going to be very interesting to see how Spagnuolo is going to contain him and also do what Spagnuolo loves to do, and that's call blitzes and blitz Brock Purdy. So, I look for guys like Joshua Williams and Willie Gay and Leo Chanel, Drew Tranquill, probably the Chiefs' best offseason acquisition to contain guys like CMC today.
You don't think that they'll line up Nick Bolton against him a ton?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I expect Nick Bolton to, but there is, again, to a casual fan who knows the 4 or 5 guys or the 3 guys on the Chiefs defense, I'm looking for those other guys to come up and help get the job done. because that's what it's going to take to contain CMC and to slow down that San Francisco 49ers offense. It's going to take more than Chris Jones and Nick Bolton and L'Jarius Sneed to do the job today. They need everybody to contribute.
I think it's going to be a very interesting football game. And I think one of the things that I thought that was intriguing about this football game is how the 49ers combat the blitz. Now, if you were a Philadelphia Eagles fan, you would be lost because the Philadelphia Eagles have no idea how to combat the blitz. If the Eagles went against the Chiefs today, I think it would be Chiefs 148 and the Philadelphia Eagles 3 as the final score, because the Philadelphia Eagles have no idea how to contain the blitz. But the 49ers have 2 weeks to prepare for containing and understanding this blitz package that Steve Spagnuolo is going to send. And here's what I think is going to happen, right? And this is just an opinion. Everyone has an opinion. I think that the Chiefs are going to do their absolute best to make sure Christian McCaffrey does not beat them in the run game. And I think that, like, if you look at what they did last week versus the Ravens, right? The Ravens were known as a great rushing offense. And what they did was they run blitzed. They didn't just blitz, they run blitzed. And when you put that many guys at the line, it forces a team to audible out of the run play. How many, like, the Ravens were the number one rushing team in all football this year. Number one. How many times did they run the ball to the running back versus the Chiefs?
Couldn't tell you.
6. Is that absurd? Or am I like 6 times? They're like, they ran the ball 6 times. But like, people look at the Chiefs earlier in the season and are like, the way to beat the Chiefs is to run the football. Spagnuolo's not going to let you run the football. He's going to make Brock Purdy beat you over the top, which is why I feel like Christian McCaffrey's reception and receiving yard numbers are going to be high.
Yep.
And I feel that way because I feel like that they're going to send the house. Purdy's going to look for the over the top. And if it's not there, they're going to have a check down to CMC. I think CMC might have 7 catches for 66 yards today. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a thing that goes towards the Chiefs or towards the 49ers. I just think that's how the game plan plays out. If I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm not Kyle Shanahan. Listen, it's very infrequent you will hear me say that an NFL coach is much more of a genius than I am when it comes to designing an offense. Kyle Shanahan's that guy. He's that guy. He's way smarter than me at designing an offense. He is going to look, and the chess game between Shanahan and Spagnuolo is going to be like, I actually look for Andy Reid to win the chess game versus Steve Wilkes. I really believe that his preparation, especially first half, right? I think one of the easiest bets that you can make in this game is Chiefs first half. Because Andy Reid, when he has an extra week to prepare, Andy Reid off a bye, whatever you want to say it, their record is insane because he's a preparation coach. Now, where both these coaches get stuck in the mud is neither one of them are good at adjusting. They've never been good at adjusting. Kyle Shanahan panics when he has a lead or a close game. He's always panicked his entire career. And Andy Reid is a terrible adjustment coach. I'll put it this way, right? If the 49ers are winning the game at the half, you could just put your mortgage on the 49ers to win the game. I don't think the Chiefs can come back if they're not winning at the half. Now, I think it could be a shootout, like where they're down 4, they're up 3, they're up 7, they're tied. But I think if the 49ers are up 14-10 and they get the ball, I think the game's over. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I think that Andy Reid is not great at adjusting. I've watched him coach for 20 years at this point. I think he's the best in the world at preparation. Your thoughts?
No, I agree. I don't have the same feeling about this, which is funny because this Chiefs team has shown me that they can come back at the end of the game this year, but I just don't have the confidence in this Chiefs team to rally that fourth quarter 10-point deficit like they did the last time they played the 49ers in the Super Bowl 4 years ago. It doesn't meet the same way to me. One thing I want to point out though, I love Gardy to death. You had mentioned, you and I had talked a couple weeks ago, and you had mentioned, how statistic driven Gardy is. And I want to point this out. Leo Chanel will be clutch for the Chiefs today. When Leo Chanel was drafted, I'll tell you, I got so hyped and got goosebumps because Mitch Holtis, the voice of the Chief, who's been the voice of the Chiefs for the past 20 years on the radio, did a sit down with Leo Chanel after he got drafted. He said, "What do you bring to this Chiefs defense?" He said, "Violence and physicality." And that is exactly what he's done. And I love this. He'll swap out with Drew Tranquill today, and Willie Gay and Nick Bolton. He'll be swapping out with those guys. But he will be one of the guys to help contain CMC today. And I just wanted to highlight Gardy saying that because that got me riled up a little bit. So
I mean, it should get you riled up. And honestly, I'm mad that you're not more riled up. Your team's in a Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah.
But it's hard to put money against the Chiefs today. Yeah, 70% of the public agrees with you, Sean. I'm going to be on the 30% just because I think Vegas doesn't light their doors, doesn't light all the lights up by losing money. And this is the most bet on game in the Super Bowl. Now, you want to hear something wild? And this is such a ridiculous thing, right? So, do you know? All right, so 25% of the bets are on the 49ers. 33% of the money is on the 49ers. Now, every site's got a different vig. Like every site's got a different breakdown of it, but they're all very similar, right? Like you can go through each one of them and they're almost all around that area. Like Action Sports, which I use a lot, 66% of the bets are on the Chiefs. There's the spread, 75% of the bets are on the Chiefs. There's just different ones, 66%, 64%. Each website that I go on, it's about a 60 to 70% bet ratio on the Chiefs, which is why I'm going to go which was why I'm going to be betting the 49ers. You want to hear something wild, Chase? Do you know the 7 highest total bets in this game are all on the 49ers? 7 highest bets, 100,000, 500,000 are all on the 49ers. I don't know, man. These sharks, they know what they're doing. The way I see the game playing out, I thought the 49ers were going to win. And then I looked at how the betting played out. And I said to myself, okay, the betting is playing out exactly the exact way I'd want it to play out. If I like the 49ers and then the bets like the Chiefs, I like the 49ers even more. Like I originally, without looking at the spread, I'm like, this should be a 49ers -3 game. It opened up at 1.5. It moved to 2.5, even though 70% of the bets were on the Chiefs. And now it's down to 2. Vegas is trying to play with you a little bit. One thing I will say is this. If you're betting the 49ers today, lay the extra juice and bet them money line. Drake bet $1 million on the Chiefs. Okay, I don't know how recent that was, but the report I've seen at the 7 highest at the casinos, BetMGM, FanDuel, were all.
Yeah, he just did it. He just did it like yesterday or 2 days ago.
Okay, that's not who I want betting on my team either.
Yeah, betting $1 million and winning $2 million if they win. So
that's like the last guy I want betting on my team, though. That guy's like a walking mush. He is. But that's okay. But like when I go through each one of the metrics of the football game, I say to myself, I'm like, the 49ers are better. Like if we line them all, you know what? Let's play a game. You're a Chiefs fan. Let's play a game real quick. We're gonna line them up against the wall. We're gonna 15 total players, right?
Yep.
And we're just gonna draft them if we would draft them. And I'm gonna have picks 2 and 3. You'll have pick 1. It's easy pick. I'm gonna help you out. But you're gonna go 4 and 5. Then I'm gonna go 6 and 7, and we're gonna draft players. you're a homer, right? But I'm going to ask you to try to be a little unbiased in this. And if I don't sense the unbiasedness, I'm going to argue with you and we're going to debate it for fun.
Okay.
All right. So the first pick in the draft of all the players for 49. Ooh, geez. That's the easiest pick, right? Okay. So I'm going.
But it was just that easy.
Very easy, right? And I'm going to set you up, right? I'm going to set you up for pick 4 and 5 because I'm taking 2 49ers here. And look, I'm taking CMC as my second overall pick. I think that's the easiest one. And then I'm between 3 players, which I'm hoping you take the other 2, so it makes this a little harder for me. But I'm between 3 players, and I'll be honest, I'll tell you who they are. Right? I'm between Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, and Travis Kelce. They're the 3 players that I'm between right now. Now, Trent Williams would be my 4th, so I'll probably get him on the wraparound. But I'll take Christian McCaffrey and Fred Warner just because I love the quarterback of the defense. I'm a little high on Fred than most people are. I know people think Nick's the best player on that 49ers defense. I don't. I think Fred Warner is. That's the guy I would be concerned with.
I'm going to take Nick Bosa and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that, right? So then it becomes a little fun, right? I'm going to take, first of all, you leaving me Big Trent, best left tackle in football. I'm taking Trent Williams. That's the easy part of this, right? So I'm taking Trent Williams, and now I'm stuck because I'm looking at these rosters, and I'm between L'Jarius Sneed, Chris Jones, and Deebo Samuel. And like that's where I'm at, right? But I will go with, man, this is not the spot I want it to be in. I'll take Chris Jones. I'll take Chris Jones as my son. So give me Big Trent and then give me Chris Jones.
Okay.
Even though Chris Jones has not had a great season this year, he's been underwhelming for the Chiefs, but I'll take Chris Jones.
I'll take Nick Bolton and give me. Did you take Deebo?
I didn't. I left him.
Give me Deebo and Nick Bolton.
Okay. So now that makes it easier for me. So I get 2 picks. Charvarius Ward's going to be one of those 2 picks. So I'm going to take Charvarius Ward. I think he's one of the best corners in all football. And then I'll go with Dre Greenlaw over Ayuk and Kittle.
Okay. Are you keeping track of who we're taking? Because I'm not.
No. You don't need to track. But the whole point is this team's like this. The talent disparity is a lot closer than people give credit. And that's the whole point of doing this draft is like you're going through players right now. And like I'm being clear with you. I don't think if you line these guys up against the wall, anybody's taking L'Jarius Sneed top 15. That's a casual. They don't understand how good he is. I think he was the number 2 ranked cornerback in football this year. I think he was number 1 in pass deflections. I think those stats are accurate. I could be wrong. You're a Chiefs fan. You could help me.
Yep. Didn't allow a touchdown pass all throughout the season.
Yeah. Underrated corner.
Yep.
We'll do one more round. Yeah, it's your round. You got 2 players. We'll do one more round. I know 2 players I still want. So let's see where you're at. Nick Bolton went higher than I expected him to. I like Nick Bolton, but I don't think he should have went that high.
Give me I guess I'll take. I'm not taking Chase Young.
No, Chase Young's not even on my list. A guy quit. The guy quit on his freaking team. I'm good. Didn't run things out. I'm not kidding with you. There's another 49ers defender I would take over Chase Young. Screw Chase Young.
Did you take Fred Warner?
I did. He was like my first pick.
Okay. I'll take did anybody take Brandon Ayuk?
No, that's one of the ones I wanted.
Okay. I'll take Brandon Ayuk.
Okay.
And George Karlaftis.
All right, give me George Kittle and Creed Humphrey. They're my last 2. That's 15.
I was gonna go Creed Humphrey, but
I love Creed. I think Creed's the second best center in all football, and he'll be the first best center if Jason Kelsey retires. And honestly, Creed's probably better than Jason at this point, but like there's just something in me that loves Jason so much and like what he brings to a locker room and what he does. But like as far as skill and level for level skill, it's not far. Like it's Creed and Kelsey.
Yeah.
But like, you notice how that like broke down? These are the 49. By the way, no one took Purdy, which no slight. But,
Yeah, no slight.
5 Niners out of 15. We took 5 Niners offensive players. 1, 2, 3 Niners defensive players. That's 8. So we took 7 Chiefs and 8 49ers. We took 1, 2, 3 Niners offensive players, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's it. 7 and 8. 8 49ers, 7 Chiefs out of 15 people we drafted. I like Juszczyk too. He just doesn't mean as much as the other guys on the team. I love Kyle Juszczyk. Love him.
Yeah. If we were drafting a whole offense, then I would have grabbed Kyle Juszczyk. We left Trent McDuffie off the board. It's a first round. That's a top 25 first round draft pick from the Kansas City Chiefs. There were some people that were left, but
you would take Snead over McDuffie.
Yeah.
And you know, like the way I look at it is, and we're gonna play one more quick game, and this will be just a fun game. We're gonna go play position for position group, and then we're gonna give our final breakdown before we hop off. But we're gonna give edges. Edge to who? And I'm gonna give you the position group, and you're gonna tell me if you give the edge to the Chiefs or the edge to the 49ers.
Okay.
Easy start. I'm gonna start very easy. Quarterback.
Chiefs.
I'm going to continue very easy. Very, very easy. Running back.
49ers.
Okay, this is pretty easy. 1-1. Offensive line. This is a unit of 5. Now, if you like, I can read them to you. I can give you like the little breakdown. Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, Jake Brendel, John Feliciano, and Colton McKivitz versus Donovan Smith, Nick Algriti, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, and Jawan Taylor, who's gotten a lot of press this week.
I'm going to go with the 49ers.
I'm going with the Chiefs, man. I'm going with I think it's Trent Williams in a bag of donuts.
Yeah. I can't get over Jawan Taylor. I'm trying not to be a homer. I think Trey Smith is one of the best guards in football. He's a bully. I love how angry he plays. He just bullies people around. I can't pick against Trent Williams. So I'll go.
Trent, though. It's Trent in a bag of Doritos. And it's not even nacho cheese Doritos. They're Cool Ranch.
All right. As a collective unit, I'll go Kansas City.
Let's go. Move them over. I wanted to move them over. That was the goal. All right. So, let's go tight end, Kittle or Kelsey.
I'm going Kelsey.
I am too, but it's a lot closer than people give credit to.
Oh, absolutely.
George Kittle's a much better blocker than Travis Kelsey is. But for one game, I'm taking the guy that's probably the best receiving tight end I've ever seen in my life. All right. Wide receivers. A pretty easy one.
San Francisco.
Now, I won't add fullback because that's not fair. So let's just go to the defensive side of the ball. This is the fun one. This is the argument, I think. I don't think it's that much of an argument because I'm sharp nose on one side of this. But defensive line. I'm taking the 49ers here.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
You're taking the Chiefs?
Yep.
See, I can't do that. I think Eric Armstead, Javon Hargrave, Nick Bosa, and Chase Young, it's just 4 blue chip talent players. And I understand what Chase Young has done in the last few weeks. I understand he's a crybaby. And I understand if you run the football at him, he's very lazy. I get that. But Javon Hargrave, I witnessed firsthand last year what he did. Eric Armstead is an absolute animal. Nick Bosa's, I can't stand him. I think he's a jerk off. But, yeah, I'm going the 49ers defensive line here. I can't argue Karlaftis and Chris Jones over those four. And you know, like Nick Farrell, and you know, it is what it is. Linebacking core. We got Willie Gay, Nick Bolton, and Drew Tranquil with a little Leo Chanel versus Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Oren Burks with a little. Yeah, I agree 100%.
That's the 49ers.
So it comes down to the secondary because right now we're at 4-3 49ers. Comes down to the secondary. You got L'Jarius Sneed, Justin Reed, Mike Edwards, Trent McDuffie, and I'm throwing Jalen Watson in. I'm his biggest fan. I'm getting the jersey. Versus Diamante Lenore, super underrated cornerback. Tashawn Gibson, Jair Brown, Charvarius Ward, and I'm going to throw in Logan Ryan, you know, the veteran presence on the back end. Now, if Hufanga was there, I might even entertain this. It's not entertaining. It's not entertaining. This is the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So we land on special teams, broken down 4-4. Jake Moody and Mitch Wisnowski versus Harrison Butker, and Tommy Townsend.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
I am too. I'm 5'4". You're 6'3". I'm 5'4". 49. I'm 5'4" Chiefs. Oh, and we got to add something to it. We got to add to it. Andy Reid or Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, don't do that because now you're really making me look like a homer. I'm taking
That's
Andy
right.
Reid over.
You're not. Andy Reid's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah. So what is that? 7-3 Chiefs?
You have a
for
7-3.
me?
I have it 6-4.
Yep.
Both slight into the Chiefs.
Yep.
Interesting breakdown. Yeah, we're all taking Reid.
Yeah, if you would have separated safeties and cornerbacks, I might have went. Huh?
You would have split them because you would have went 49ers for safeties and Chiefs for corners. Yeah, you could split them and you could split hairs. Like we could separate edge rushers and nose tackles, and you're splitting them too. Like you know, obviously Chase Young, Nick Bosa over Karlaftis and I forget the guy's name. The God damn it, Mike Dana.
Yeah, Mike Dana or Charles Omenihu. Or
Yeah, I'm good. I'm taking Bosa and Young. And you could split them up. I also could add fullback and help the 49ers. Like, oh, we have use check, but that's not. It's part of running back room, part of the defensive line room. It is what it is. Like, That's what we're doing. I mean, I also could have said front seven. Yeah, but that's not fair. We're not doing that. Let's break down the football game. We got about 10 minutes left. Let's break down the football game. So, first half. All right, you know what? Coin toss. You got heads or tails?
Tails.
Okay. Over under national anthem. Are you going over under at 89.5 seconds?
Let's go over.
I'm going under and I'm going tails. I'm with you on tails. Now the game starts. Kickoff. Will the opening kickoff be a touchback?
Yes.
I agree with you. We're starting the game. Who gets the ball first?
San Francisco.
If I'm not kidding when I tell you this, I think the 49ers, I think there's no chance San Francisco gets the ball first.
Really?
None. Zero. I think if the Chiefs win the toss, they'll elect to receive to go up early and put pressure on Brock Purdy. I think if the 49ers win the toss, they will elect to defer because they'll want to get their defense on the field to create momentum. I really believe that there's no chance the Chiefs don't start the game with the ball. And I'm betting that. It's one of my few bets.
Nice. I like it.
So I think the Chiefs start with the ball. I think Andy Reid scripted offense gets them down to the 22-yard line, and they get stopped, and there's a field goal, and the first points of the board are 3-0, Harrison Buckner. Chiefs take the lead.
I like it. I don't hate it.
Let's continue.
I was going to go with the field goal as well. No matter if it's San Francisco or Kansas City. I think both teams, no matter who gets the ball, I think whoever goes down will the defense will eventually stop them inside the 30. and they'll kick a field goal.
I agree with you. This is great minds think alike. But here's the way I see it. I don't think that the 49ers have started well in a big game all year offensively. I think it takes Brock Purdy 2 drives to adjust. Go back to the Philadelphia Eagles game. 3 and out. Eagles are up 6-0. Go back to last week. It's 21-7 before they blinked. 14-0 before they blinked, if we're being honest. I think that the 49ers get stopped on their first drive. I think the Chiefs get the ball. They move the ball to like the 47, 46, and then they punt. They pass field position. I think the 49ers move the ball a little bit. They get a big play with Ayuk, gets them down to the Chiefs 38. Then I'm getting stopped. They punt. I think it's a low-scoring game. I really believe at halftime it'll be like 10-7 Chiefs. I think it opens up a little bit more in the second half because both teams have a time to adjust to both teams who don't adjust well at halftime. But I think the first half under is like slam it. Like by slamma jamma. How do you see the first half going? I think it's 10-7 Chiefs at the half.
I love it. I think you're right. I think both teams' offense start slow to gather rhythm and to kind of see where the defenses are. My player of the game, I think the Chiefs are going to win. But the player that I really, really want to see, and that I think is Travis Kelce.
I think Travis Kelce has been ruled out for the game.
I did. I was gonna make a joke about it, but I'm not even. It's the biggest waste of a 3rd-round draft pick that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Based on their 1st-round draft pick for the Giants,
the New York Giants. Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
The fact that they got a 3rd-round draft pick back is just insane. Like I said, don't want to harp on that too much.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what. The last game that I saw Travis Kelce play, and then watching him all week, watching Jason meet him in the middle of the field, emotional, like, hey, finish this effing thing, like, go do it. And then all week, Travis has said, like, I want this one more than I've wanted the other ones. Like, I really want this one.
Because he's going to sell out in the sunset if he wins.
I think so.
100%. No doubt in my mind. And I think that'll I'm sorry.
I think that's why Jason hasn't made his decision yet.
I think if the Chiefs win, that both of them retire.
Yep. That's what
I think. If the 49ers win, both of them might come back.
Yep. That's what I think too.
I really believe that.
I do. I think that's why Jason met Travis in the middle of the field so emotional the way he did. Told him, to finish this and go do it. I think because they both told themselves like, hey, like, if either one of us wins this year, I think this is it.
Bro, I'm not kidding with you. If the Chiefs win the Super Bowl and Travis Kelce has a big game and proposes to Taylor Swift on the field, like, I swear to God, I'm like, it's a love story, like, plays by Taylor Swift in the speakers. Like, I might throw up.
I will as well, but the fact that you just mentioned that, and that's like, obviously, like, I'm in Kansas City, like we hear all the Taylor Swift talk. That hasn't been mentioned. I think maybe I've seen one girl throw it on Facebook of how cute and adorable that would be, but it's funny because it's highly likely to happen.
It's funny because it's true.
Exactly.
Little Mr. Chow reference. Hangover 1.
Tony at least gave you a really great game in that first Super Bowl, to be fair, so it was not a total waste of a pick. Yeah. So he's been a decent return specialist, which I can say about a lot of the Chiefs wide receivers who didn't pan out to be.
I got news for you, bro. I can predict your offseason right now. You guys have enough money to go out and spend and get a wide receiver this offseason, and I am almost sure. I don't know why I feel so strongly about this. I really think T. Higgins comes there. I think T. Higgins is Patrick Mahomes' number one guy next year. I think he signs like a 3-year, 45 mil, something of that nature, 15 million a year. And I think that T. Higgins will be the number one receiver for Patrick Mahomes next year.
There's a lot of people that think that, and I wouldn't hate it. Shout out to T. Higgins for keeping his mouth shut when his friend Jamar said anybody but the Chiefs. So I absolutely cannot stand.
Listen, you can hate him, and that's fine. If I was a Chiefs fan, I would hate him too. I love the World Wrestling Federation hate in between the Bengals and the Chiefs. That shit is amazing to me. Like that's what makes football great. Like let me ask you a question real quick, and it just not just to be a weirdo. What game gave you more satisfaction than the Chiefs beating the Bengals and knocking them out of the playoffs? Like, can you think of a non-Super Bowl win that gave you more satisfaction than winning that game after Burrowhead and the conversation? Like, what game gave you more happiness? I don't know if you could find one. He's puzzled.
You got to repeat the question.
What game gave you more happiness outside of a Super Bowl win than the Chiefs beating the Bengals at Burrowhead?
Oh, 1,000% that.
Like that's my point.
It's one of my favorite games from last year.
That's my point. And I don't understand how anybody could look at that scenario. Like, guys, if the Eagles beat the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl, I don't know if it can get better. Or the 49ers. Give me one of those two dummies. And let me beat. Last year's NFC Championship game was incredible.
Absolutely.
Bro, Nick Bosa needs to shut his mouth.
Nick Bosa and Kyle Shanahan both.
I guess it's, runs from the all right, let's give our final Super Bowl predictions on our scores. I know we've given them a multiple platforms. But let's give our final prediction, Super Bowl score for last Sunday morning drive of the year. Not a year, of the season, the NFL year.
Yeah. I'm sticking with mine, man. 24-23 Kansas City.
So you're a part of those people. Oh no, never mind. That doesn't work out. I was gonna say it was 24-23 San Francisco. But all right, so mine is gonna be my final one. 27-17 49ers. I think it'll end on maybe 3 minutes left in the game. Patrick Mahomes is driving right around the 23, 24-yard line. A 4th and 6, a dropped pass by MVS. I mean, not an easy catch, but something that drops out of his hands. I hope I'm wrong. I've been wrong about the Chiefs the entire postseason. Chiefs fans everywhere would be very upset if I picked them today. Chase threatened me through my DMs multiple times to not pick the Chiefs. I've been picking against them the entire time. So I can't listen. Chiefs fans will be mad at me. I have to listen, I don't want the 49ers to win. Let me throw the Gene Hex on him this postseason. I'm there's no way the Cowboys lose to the Packers. Packers beat the Cowboys. I got Buffalo over Kansas City. Kansas City beat Bills. I got the Ravens. Ravens beat the Chiefs. Maybe I'm wrong again, and I'll be happy to be wrong. Any final thoughts, Chase?
No, I don't have any final thoughts. Like I said, that is my bold prediction, if you will, that Travis Kelce has the best game of the year, the best game of his year, and it's 23-17, and the Chiefs are driving in the final 2 minutes, and Travis Kelce puts the final dagger in.
All right, well, our time is up. Thank you for tuning in to Sunday Morning Drive. We are signing out.